Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. This is Optibotimus coming at you with another video review. And today, thanks to the support of my patrons, we'll be taking a look at the new Diamond Select Louis Tully from the Ghostbusters. Normally, you'd be taking a look at the package first. Well, unfortunately, I made a real huge mistake. I recorded the packaging portion of this video, opened it up, played with it a little bit, threw the package away, and then at some point in time, I accidentally deleted that entire segment. So all you get now is just the figure, so who knows? It might turn out to be a little bit shorter. And I know it's going to be shorter just in the fact that this is everything that you get. And that's kind of a point that I don't particularly like. You pay the same price for this that you did with Winston and Ray, but you get so much less with this if you buy it at retail. The retail price, I believe, is $25 a piece on these, which is actually more expensive than if you get it from like Big Bad Toy Store. You can get all three of these figures, I think, for $65. So it's a little bit cheaper if you go that route, but obviously you're going to pay shipping and stuff. But I just really feel that this isn't worth 25 bucks. Accessory wise, you do get his diorama piece, which is the mirror opposite of what we got with Ray's. You got the little side thing right here, and this little piece will tab in right there. How this is all going to come together, I don't know. I'm just going to set him down. There appears to be some middle pieces that we're not getting, but this is going to be pretty big. I mean, when I review it, it's going to be like all this right here. So I'm really curious to see how this comes together. Really nice molded detail on here. It does have a very cement kind of look to it, which I do like. Good texture on there. It does feel really good. You got some brick kind of recreation back here. It's all done in this kind of grayish color, which again looks really cool, and I think a lot of collectors are going to be very happy with this in terms of a display piece. This is something that we haven't ever gotten before, and I think in general this is going to be one of the biggest selling points. People are going to want this. So I'm really curious to see it all actually come together. Now, the three figures that we've gotten so far, you're not able to attach those, or connect those pieces yet, which I think is a good thing. People have complained because, in the first wave here, we're getting Louis, we're getting Ray, we're getting Winston. I think it's smart that they kind of spread those primary characters out. Wave one are these three guys. Wave two is going to be Peter, Egon, and then Dana. And then we still got 12 more figures to get to actually recreate that diorama set. So I'm really excited to see that all come together. But honestly, while I'm really disappointed in what this figure comes with, I think this is probably the best looking figure that we've gotten so far. The likeness, I really do think, has a definite, Rick Moranis sort of look to it, which I'm really very, very happy with. The messy hair looks really cool. The glasses look pretty decent. You can see, well, I'll zoom in here so you can see his eyes and stuff. There are some inaccuracies, I should say, in terms of how this looks. In the actual movie, his dress suit here wasn't all this solid color. There were stripes in it, and when you got in different lights, you could definitely see it. This doesn't have any of that striping on here, which is kind of unfortunate that they didn't kind of, go that extra route. These are supposed to be, very accurate and everything like that, and that's just a huge miss. I feel, you could have put a different, shade of blue recreating those stripes in there. I don't know why they skimped out on it, but when you're looking at all the other, Ghostbuster figures, they go really far in terms of recreating those, small details. I feel like they missed that on here. The body does have a little bit less articulation because this is all one piece, which again, I don't mind. I mean, you got a rotation and a ball joint down here, which I feel is at his actual waist. I think that's what they should have did with the other Ghostbuster figures. It just makes the torso look better. As you can see, he actually can stand because his feet are flat, which are, well, that one's flat. This one, for some reason, I don't know what it's doing there, but it is enough where it actually, you can stand them. I'm not futzing with them all the time. So, I mean, that's a huge improvement over it. The sculpting on his face, I think, is really good. I mean, I do still think it's a bit of a caricature kind of look to it, but I love the fact that they got his eyes painted red. This is recreating the scene when, he goes and he talks to the horse, and the guy's like, I'm the one that, makes the deals, and he's like, hey, pretty soon, all slaves will be set free, and then he goes running, like, oh, la, 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 la. That's what he does. But I think that they did a pretty decent job with that actual sculpting on it. As I said, it's not as accurate as I wish it was, but the likeness I think is pretty decent, much like all the other figures. It's not bad. You can kind of see it, but in general, it's just kind of like a caricature. But I think that the overall body is just much nicer. The head is on a bit of a, I don't even know if it's a ball joint. I mean, it looks up and down. I think it might just swivel and slot up and down. So you do have that. You got the pin hinge joints here, but you lift them up, and that's kind of weird. It's armpit color right there. So you do have that. It moves up and down. It rotates, well, and then it rotates all the way around. He rotates at the upper part of the bicep. He's got a fairly soft ratchet joint here at the elbow that allows him to kind of move. Let's see, does that go all the way up? That doesn't really even feel like it goes all the way up. That's about as far as it seems to be going. The wrists do rotate. They flex in and out just like so. He doesn't come with any extra hands or anything, so that is a little bit unfortunate. Like I said, the waist here feels like it's on a ball joint. You can see that it pivots like that. Well, actually, maybe it feels like it may be up a little bit higher, and then it rotates. So I'm trying to see here. Oh, they actually, I'm kind of impressed to see that they actually painted and molded in a belt right under that. That's kind of interesting. So I'm trying to see what actually, no, yeah, so see, he does have the same joint there. It does rotate at the waist, and then it does also pivot up here. I mean, I can totally feel the friction of that waist, and then you got the diaphragm joint up there, which rotates a lot easier. So you got two joints up there still. You just got all one molded outer piece, which I just think looks so much nicer. The hips move forward and back. They move in and out, kind of. They rotate at the upper part of the thigh. They get very ugly when you do that, though, when things start looking broken. So you do have that. He does have two joints here at the knee, which pretty decent. It is a very big knee joint, and that does kind of look very strange when you're doing it, because knees are not that big and flat. So that does kind of look strange. And then these ankles, what's weird is it's like he's wearing these shoes, but there's like this flesh color underneath there, so it's almost like he's wearing slippers, but they're not slippers. So they move forward and back, and they also rotate, though. So lots of articulation in these figures. Some of it seems kind of redundant, honestly. Like I said, I don't think that he really needs to have a waist joint right there. It's nice they put it on there, and it obviously works better with this guy than it does with the Ghostbusters, just because of that torso. But in terms of the way that he comes together, I think that he is a much better figure than the actual Ghostbusters. I mean, paint chips are falling all over. Get that out of there. I think that he looks pretty good. The likeness, like I said, is still a bit of a caricature kind of thing. I don't have my Matty Collector one out here anymore, so I can't do a comparison for you. But it is a pretty decent representation. I do think that he could have come with some extra accessories, maybe have his head pop off, and then have that little thing where he was wearing like the brainwave colander thing on his head. That would have been nice. You could swap that out with something. I don't really know what other kind of accessories that you could give him. I did like the Matty Collector one. He came with like a little jar of popcorn. That would have been kind of cool. So, I mean, you could have found some accessories to throw in with this guy. So, I mean, that would probably be my biggest complaint on this. The price that you're paying for what you're getting. The bang for the buck is not here, I don't think. Now, the figure in general is much better than the Ghostbuster ones, in my opinion, and I do really like the way that this one turned out. I just don't think that you get as much for the same price. Now, if you are collecting these, I do recommend going the route of Big Bad Toy Store. Like I said, I think it's like $65 for these when you buy all three of them. So the price is a little bit better, I think. You know, it works out to like, $21, $22 a figure or something, which I think is a little bit better. But if you're going to get this at retail, at my Toys R Us, I've seen this for $25, and I don't feel it's worth 25 bucks. 20 is kind of stretching it, I guess, but that's kind of the going price for, figures like this. One thing that I do like is that the size is a little bit better. You can see that, I mean, Rick Moranis is a small dude, so the figure actually does nicely recreate that. But you can see I can't get this guy to stand without playing with them. So I like that they actually scaled these properly. That's definitely a nice touch. But again, smaller figure, less accessories, same price as this guy. So it does definitely bother me. But that option of Big Bad Toy Store does make it a little bit better. So if you're interested in picking this guy up, or any of the other Diamond Select Ghostbuster figures, all you have to do is click on the link down in the video description. You'll go to BBTS where you can check out availability on this guy, as well as anything else you may be looking for. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. So once again, I want to thank you for tuning in. This has been Optibotimus. Don't forget to please like, comment, and subscribe in case you haven't already subscribed. That way you never miss a future review of mine. And until next time, I'll talk to you later.
Something strange in your neighborhood.